Welcome to Cigar Creed. I'm JJ. Thanks for tuning in. I got to tell you straight off the bat, I am jacked up to be doing this review. Okay, this is a brand that I've wanted to do for a while. In terms of brand history, this cigar is one I wanted to smoke for a while too, and bring you a review on it. I've had many of them. This is the last out of the handful that I purchased back in 2015. And I'm talking about the brand Montecristo. And the cigar is the Montecristo No.2. Okay, 6 1/8. It's a 52 ring gauge, Pyramid shape. Okay, the brand is not as old as some of you may think. Okay, yes, it is pre-embargo. However, it basically only came out in 1935. All right, now here's where a little bit of a knowledge as to keeping up with, you know, changes to the cigar community and the cigars and the brands, etc. Now, this band is the newer style band. As you can see, it has gold detail on it. Fleur-de-lis gold. Before, it was all white, okay? Or white and brown. Now, this band came out in 2013. I've had it since 2015. Been in my possession for 3 years now. The band was out 2013, I've had it 2015, so I know for sure it's 3 years old, and it very well may be as old as 5 years, because that's when this band came out. Because I don't have a cigar date or a cigar box for it, or a date code or anything like that, this is what I have to go on. So like I said, it pays to know this stuff. Anyway, like I said, the brand was started 1935, and the gentleman's name was Alonso Menendez. Okay, Alonso had purchased the Particulares factory, and out of that he created the brand Montecristo. Montecristo is named after the world famous adventure book written by Alexander Dumas. Okay, and it was a favorite amongst the torcedores. Torcedores are the cigar rollers that sit, and you got the buncheros, the torcedores, etc. Anyway, it was a favorite amongst the torcedores, and read to them by the lector. Okay, a lector is somebody that's at the front or back, whichever, and they read the news, they read novels, they read sports, just whatever's going on and whatever's going to entertain the rollers at the factory. So going on this, looking at the cigar, it's beautifully shaped, real tight. It's packed very well. It has a nice distribution of tobacco in there. You know, there's not a big gap here and a big gap there. It's nice and tightly compact. Feels good. Has some density and some weight to it. It's fantastic. Has great elasticity. That tells me that it's well hydrated, but it has just that little bit of crunch to it. Lets you know that it's right where you want to be, and totally smokable. Has that exotic wood and kind of a bit of hay smell. Not barnyard, barney or anything like that, just a light hay. Touch of sweetness. Nothing but sweet, chocolatey notes off the foot. Fantastic. So, without any further ado, we're going to cut it, toast it, get to know it. Any type of figurado shape, you know, figurados being where, you know, tapers, whatnot. I just like to wet the end, because when I cut it, I don't want it to splinter or split apart. It just helps give the wrapper a bit of give, you know what I mean? So it's not just going to break, it's going to have some give and allow my cutter to cut through it nice. Now, because it's not like a standard parejo shape where you can see the cap, you can see the wrap on it, and you know where the shoulder is, because it tapers into that point, you kind of have to look and keep an eye as to where the wraps are and make sure that it's in a spot where it's going to overlap. Okay, you cut too far down and the whole thing's just going to unravel like a parejo, like any cigar. So this one, you just want to make sure that you have it cut not too far down, okay? Often people use a V cutter because it only allows you to cut in certain depth and take a bit off at a time. You can start small, take a little bit off, check the draw, take a little bit more, check the draw if it's too tight that way, until it opens up a little bit more for you. Me, I'm just gonna find where I like it and hack it off, and that's it. Use an Old Faithful. And I use my finger as a stop, so when I put it on there, I know it's not going to go any further. So I just lay it against it. Beautiful. Look at that. Clean. Perfect. Fantastic draw. Very nice. Bit of that zing on the tongue. Nice coffee notes. Chocolate, bit of molasses in there on the pre-draw. Beautiful. I can't wait to light it up. So sweet. Now, I'm conflicted a little bit. Of course, you guys are going to say, yeah, go for the box, go for the box. But I'm conflicted on buying a box versus buying a handful again, or even a few 3-packs. Problem is with the box is that because it's a global brand and it's a very sought after cigar and it's a very popular cigar, oftentimes there's only X amount that goes to the suppliers. And from there, they sell rather quickly. So oftentimes by the time I get around to getting a box or even looking at them, sold out. Holy man. You know, and some of you are going, JJ, you've had it before, man. What's with that? You know what? If you haven't had one, try one. You'll see what I mean. It's a treat, you know. God bless the people that are able to smoke these daily. It's a standard production cigar. And like I said, the fact that the blend is put together so well that it has that perfect balance. Feels like nothing through the nose on the retro. Nothing at all. Beautiful. We're getting those sweet notes coming in. Beautiful off the foot. Now, a Torpedo, Pyramides, Bellicosos, anything Figurado end, pretty much, that has a taper. I don't mind them. I get into bouts with them though. Like I just, sometimes it's just too tight. Sometimes they're just perfect. They're never extremely loose, that I find, where the draw is just that loose. Rarely do I ever come across an extremely tight draw on a number 2. It's been a little bit, it's had a little bit more resistance than I've liked to endure before, but it tends to open up as you smoke it. It may be a little bit tight, but it'll open up a little bit more as you draw it along. Had a bit of hay there. Definitely a lot of wood and cedar. But the notes are so toned down and subtle. Nice wash off the tongue. No pepper. No, you know, it's got spice to it, but not that pepper, not that pinch, not that bite that'll get you. It's, you taste the pepper without that little nip on it. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Just that right amount of resistance. A little bit more than I like, but that's okay. I'm familiar with the cigar. I'm familiar with oftentimes how it is and how it smokes. So now that we've got into it, we'll be back for the first third, or at the end of the first third, and a little bit more brand history. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Here we are, end of the first third. Got a beautiful ash going, grown very nicely. Decent burn. It's been pretty good. Little wonky, but that's okay. We're not going to touch it up. We're going to let it burn and do its thing. Right now we're sitting at about 25 minutes in on it. I have to admit I had to stop myself because I was puffing on it so hard. I was like, oh, this is so good. Looks like it's going to break away. Anyway, so like I said in the beginning, it has a very short finish to it, I find. Washes off the palate quite nicely. Little aftertaste to it. The flavors are coming and going and changing so much. It's a nice little complex, well, it's not little, but It's a nice complex cigar. I've had nougat. I've had like an oats, you know what I mean? Like a cooked oats. There's been the cedar in there, bit of not a touch of like earthiness, nothing too crazy though. It definitely has absolutely no youth to it whatsoever. Burning like a champ. Very nice. Smoking great. Draw is fantastic. Had some graham in there as well. Very sweet notes of chocolate and some coffee as well. Not a whole lot of coffee, but more so chocolate. So the logo for Montecristo, and that was developed by John Hunter Morris and Elkin Company. They were the distributors for the brand in the UK. Okay. Now Alonso Menendez also teamed up with Garcia Ecija. Okay, so it was Mendez, Garcia Ecija, and together they purchased the H. Upmann factory, and John or Jay Frankow was the distributor for H. Upmann. So with Jay Frankow and John Hunter Morris and Elkin Company amalgamated, creating the famed Hunters and Frankow. Okay. Now they have their own standards that they go by too. So not only do they have the standards in the factory, they've got guys from Hunters and Frankow overseeing these standards as well and going through them and making sure everything's top. And they put their seal on that as well. So you know you're going to get a quality product. Not that you wouldn't anyway, but those guys make sure their customers are satisfied. Half an hour, a little over half an hour into it. Beautiful. Still burning great. The wonkiness is fixing itself, correcting itself. What helps that too is the rotation. So when you puff on your cigar, you can puff, you know, rotate it a bit. You could even rotate it as you're smoking. Some people do it. I do it time to time too. So I'm going to get rid of this guy. Oh yeah, he was ready to fall. Great notes. Still getting the wood coming through. The sweet chocolate, a little bit of coffee, the molasses again. It's perfect. Still gentle through the nose on the retro. Beautiful finish. What can I say? Anyway, I'm going to carry on. Be back with you at the end of the second. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back for at the end of the second here. Ash is holding on great. I love the color on it. It's white. It's beautiful. It's got nice light gray ash to it. Burning well. Lines are fantastic. Holding on well. There has been a little bit of a wonkiness, but again, it was before and then it straightened itself back out, so we won't touch it up. It's starting to go black, which means it's starting to get some heat there. Might just be an extra thick part of the wrapper. There was fruitiness that came through. I had like plum notes. There was some molasses, baking bread. Chocolate's always been there. The coffee has become more predominant at times. The cedar notes are still in there. They have maintained throughout. It's been fantastic. I had at one point, you know, puffing away on it for a little bit there, and it had like a butter tart, you know, kind of flavor. So I'm a big fan of butter tart. So right away I was just like, oh, there's that pecan, you know, sweet pecan taste to it. It was fantastic. So anyway, I'm going to puff away on it. I'll see you at the end of the third and final thoughts. Stay tuned. We are back. As you can see, we got nothing but a little nub left. Because it's so small, I just kind of knocked the ash off there. But it is amazing. It's been fantastic. Little bit of a lip burner right now, or mustache burner. In the last third, because of the buildup, strength picked up. Draw has been the exact same from the second. Earth notes have picked up. Wood's been there. It's picked up even more. Some pepper has picked up too, but the spice has always been there throughout the entire smoke. It was light at first. Became fairly known throughout the second and the third, and now it's really picked up near the nub. So still having that molasses, unsweetened coffee. The floral notes coming off this thing are great. I just got up to check on the dog. He was barking. Anyway, but I came back and just, oh my God, the aroma was just, I was in heaven. It was so sweet and floral. So, definitely worth getting a box. I think I might, you know, just go ahead and get a box, put them down, get a few 3-packs or, you know, about a handful of singles, smoke those from time to time, but leave that box sitting there to mellow. Smoke time, about an hour 40. Make sure you got time for it. Give it the time it requires. Take it easy with it. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. You will not be disappointed with this smoke. It has just been creamy. Okay, every puff has been fantastic. It hasn't been like that chewy smoke. It's been light but creamy, you know. I don't know what to say. Anyway, that's it. Calling that done. I'm JJ. This is Cigar Creed. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, join the Creed. We got more coming at you. Stay tuned. All right. Thanks for joining me in the lair. Next time.